Welcome to Thoughts Can Change Your Life with me, Reverend Wolak. I'm here each and every day, mostly at 8 a.m., but today I'm a little early. I'm early because today we're back in person with Sunday celebrations. And so I have to leave a little bit earlier because we have to set up and all that good stuff. So I wanted to make sure I put this out there for you. So the question I keep coming back to myself is, what possibility do I have to live today? And here's a key thing that I want to share with you, is that it's unlimited. You have the possibility of doing, living, being anything you want to be, because everything that you think, do, and say, it's in your mind. It's in your mind, and your mind is always free to experience beyond. And one of the things I've come to understand is most of the time we can only imagine a little bit more than what we have. We can only imagine in the direction of where we already have. We can't even go beyond it because the mind has so closed down from a possibility greater than what our known experience is. Do you get that? Our known experience. So we can only take that little step. And if that's all we can do, keep in mind that every day, if you take that little step forward, by the end of the year, think how big a step that would be, because it's compounding. So while we may be limited in our ability to imagine, at least some of us are, I know that I can only imagine so much better than what I have right now. If I just imagine a little more every day, my life becomes more enriched every day. That's the real thing. The more I can imagine, the more enriched, the more expansive my life feels. So you notice today, I got on a new shirt. I'm going casual at Agape. I'm not dressing up with my stuff anymore. Today I've got my shirt, and it is Love More, Fear Less. Do you like that? Love more, fear less. Now think about that. That goes right in alignment with what we're talking about today. If you love more, you're open to greater possibilities. And when you're open to greater possibilities and you step into it, we must fearless, or we must fearlessly move into the new. And sometimes the new scares us because it's unknown. But that's where the fun is, isn't it? I think that was Manfred Mann who had lyrics in his song, but mama, that's where the fun is. And you see, there's a mother inside our brain that's saying, don't go there, don't do that, that's unsafe, that's not good. And there's a time to listen when it is unsafe for us. But there's a time when it's about not listening because it's expansive. I don't know about you, but my mother, God knows I loved her. My mother was scared of the unknown. And yet she expanded her life beyond anything you could imagine for a person who was born and raised in poverty in Sicily and came to the United States and didn't know anyone at 12. Think about going through your puberty years in a country where you're in a school where you barely speak the language and people are making fun of you. And yet she had an imagination. That imagination eventually led her to get her college degree and become a registered nurse. She imagined she could be a nurse. And then she imagined she could retire in Hawaii, and she did at 56. And she lived there for 35 years. No, not 35, 30 years. Can you imagine? A little woman born in Sicily, scared to death, had the imagination to serve others by being a great healthcare worker and then living 30 years in paradise. If my mother can do it, so can I. And so can you. But we have to step outside of our mind that knows only limiting thoughts, and we've got to be expansive as we look at our lives and look at ourselves and say, I'm worthy. Do you get that? I'm worthy of a more expansive life. Can you say that with me? Let's say that together. I am worthy of a more expansive life. And I'll look at you and say, yes, you are. You are. I know today, I'm very excited about doing in-person service today. Very excited because we're back to weekly now. And I love that because I get to be with people. I love talking to you, but I love being with people. Wendy, you keep talking that, girl. I'm worthy of a more expansive life. What a great affirmation that is for our day. So with that, I've given you the best I've got in about almost 6 minutes. And you know, it's not about the time. It's about the quality. It's about the quality. And what I know about you, crypto's out there. Crypto camper comes in and says, I became worthy of an expanded waistline. I'm assuming it's not because you're pregnant. Oh, well, I'm worthy of keeping my waist at 33 and a half. I don't want a bigger one. I could take that and go a million miles, but I'm not going to. Gang, create your most magnificent day. Know that no matter what anyone says, you're worthy. And if you don't hear it from anyone else today, know you hear it from me. I love you and I accept you just like you are. Go create that magnificent day. Until tomorrow, aloha.